Welcome to the Windy City Rundown.
Yeah. Welcome back. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first show of the Windy City Rundown of the new year. With me, I'm Eric Avila. I'm pissed as hell. That is Jose Contreras, as happy as he can be. This is the Windy City Rundown, guys. As always, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also on the TikTok before the government takes us down. Make sure you guys like and share all of our shows. And as always, join us on our show as we will put up the link for you guys to join on today's episode. And it's a doozy, man. The Bears really know how to kick us in the nuts when we are happy as we can all be. The Bears finally did something that they haven't done in about 8 years in winning, beating the Green Bay Packers. And I haven't done anything where it almost felt like in 20 years beating the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay on Sunday. And it was nice. It was great. It was a good feeling. I have not seen that in such a long time, Jose. And then today happened. And it is the Bears don't know how to give you hope for the future. I'm going to put it plain and simple today, man. The Bears do not know how to give us hope. And everything that they've been doing, everything that's been coming out the last 48 hours now since the season's been over, maybe even longer than that, Jose, it just shows that the incompetence of the Chicago Bears will forever live strong in infamy. Jose, how are you today?
Good, man. Yeah, I still don't know how you do it. I don't know how you carry all the optimism, thinking that they're just going to all of a sudden just change their ways and change who they are and who they have been for the past 10 years or more. I don't get it, and it's not a shot at you. I understand it. Like, you're a fan. You hope for the better. You hope that they get their head out their asses and they finally do right by us, the fans. But they're not. At least they haven't shown otherwise. And it sucks, Eric. Because it seems like it's just going to be the same issue over and over and over and over and over again. And until what? Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, I'm starting to look at myself. Like, am I the problem for supporting this team? Is it me? Is it us? Is it the fans' problem? Is it just our fault? Like, we know what this organization is. We know what they're going to be. We can hope that they're going to be great with Caleb Williams, but I mean, they haven't, like I mentioned, they've never showed it before. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I again, optimism. And you know how I do it, man? I like to see the positive side of things in life. I don't like to see the negativity on life. I like to be happy, and I like to win. I like to have the small victories every once in a while. And even though this season was shit for the Chicago Bears and the high expectations that most of you guys had, a lot of us had, right? Now, I can't even say most of us, a lot of us had very high expectations of the Chicago Bears being something this season, right? The hope and hype of Caleb Williams of being something, right? That's been the thing. That was our whole entire case for 2024 season. And again, bro, we just got kicked in the nuts. I mean, they got kicked in the dick, punched in the gut, slapped in the face. Yeah, we literally got it all, dude. And today, again, like I said, the press conferences from Ryan Post to George McCaskey to Kevin Warren, I just feel like we are like, there's no hope, bro. And like I said, we were happy. And then on top of that, you're putting 25,000 people up for interviews for the head coaching position for what? There's only two right answers in this interview process, and you should be going for those two very, very strong. I get it. You're supposed to have a plan B. Plan B is always good. It's always a fall on. Like, hey, we did our best for plan A. It didn't work out. This is plan B. And I just feel like they're already going on plan on plan C before even doing A and B, bro, and interviewing all these other people who I didn't even know most of them are coaches or OCs in the NFL.
Well, that's something. Look, I understand. You got to do. You have to do your due diligence. Because again,
100%.
you're right. You don't know. You don't know if Mike Vrabel even wants to come here. He might choose the Patriots job. You don't know if Ben Johnson wants to come here. He might choose the Jacksonville job. So I understand that there should be a list. There should be like at least 10 guys that you gotta interview, that you gotta vet, you gotta interview.
Yeah, Jose, but that's too
When
much.
you look at there's 17 guys like you. I know you said 25,000. There's about 17 or so. When you look at a lot of these guys, like why are you interviewing Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator for the Giants? Like I get it, he was
100%.
with the Chiefs. He was in the Chiefs in the past.
Yeah,
but what have the Giants done to make you feel like, oh man, we should bring that guy in? Offensively, like you're right. Like it should be a layup. It should be easy enough to be like, hey, we got to develop Caleb Williams. Who is the best person for that job? Why do you think Mike Kafka is the guy to do it? Why do you think the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins is the guy that's going to come in here and change all that? I don't understand it. Like, it should be Mike Vrabel. It should be Ben Johnson. It should be Joe Brady from the Bills. It should be the offensive coordinator from the Ravens. It should be Pete Carroll. It should be Mike McCarthy. Like those names, I understand. Those things I'm okay with. You know what I mean? Like go for one of those guys. I understand 100%. And maybe there is a diamond in the rough. Maybe there is someone out there that nobody's like. Is it somebody that's on nobody's radar that you just might hit gold with? But you've never done that before. You've never shown us you can do that. So why all of a sudden you think you're all of a sudden stop trying to be the smartest guy in the room. Go for the layup. Go for the
keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, keep it simple. Like, come on, man. Like, Ben Johnson should be your number one guy. If not him, Mike Vrabel. But it should be one of those two guys. Like, you know, like I don't understand it. Like interview those guys and don't let them leave. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
offer them all the money in the world there, and I don't know, man. It's crazy.
It's beyond baffling. And CP on the comments before we bring him on says the Cowboys block McCarthy. Interview, thank God Cowboys are owned by idiots laughing my ass off. And to expound on what he just said, we're bringing in our boy CP. CP, man, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Glad to see you. See that you're happy. Seeing that you're healthy, my guy. We miss you. And how are you?
You got the LA Knight shirt. Yeah.
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 No, I'm gonna be at the Royal Rumble next month too. So
let's go.
That's lit. That's
let's
lit.
Go.
But
I may not make an appearance.
I miss y'all too, man. Like it feel like it's been forever since I've been on here, since we had a real conversation about everything that's been going on with the Bears. So 100%. I had to come.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, give and take. You know, holiday time around this year and stuff like that. It's understandable. Mm-hmm. But we had to do it. We had to do it because this past Sunday was the last game of the Bears season. They gave us a win. They gave us something to be hopeful for at least 48 hours up until today. And you said right here that the Cowboys interview, blocking the interview for McCarthy. And I know it's not a very sexy name, Mike McCarthy. I know it's not a very popular name sometimes around here because of what he did in Green Bay, but it's still a name nonetheless that has some pedigree because of his resume. And out of the list, CP, out of everybody that we just talked about, or everybody that's going to be process interviewed, there's only two right answers, right, for this job, right? It's Johnson and Vrabel, right?
Yes, sir.
And so the list that the Bears gave out dilutes the whole fact. They probably gives them an opportunity, like, hey, you know what? They could give Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel can now just be like, hey, you know what? We interviewed them. It didn't work out, but we're going to get our guy from here and there. And I just don't like it. CP, give us your 2 cents about the head coaching position of the Chicago Bears and like what do you think about all of this stupidity for the Chicago Bears?
I mean, you would think after years of this shit, we would just be like, okay, like we are not messing this up this time, but it's like we find a way, bro. We always find a way. and I'm like, I saw that they're interviewing Pete Carroll. What was it, Thursday? And I'm just
Something
like,
like that.
yeah, I'm like, bro, like you finally found your quarterback. I don't care what nobody say. We finally found our quarterback. Regardless of what people want to say of how this season went and like how they feel about Caleb or whatever, I know what I saw. I watched every single game. I watched every single Caleb play, and I know what he's capable of. But it's not going to matter if you don't have the right person coaching him. So it was like once this season ended, like that should have been like your first focus. Okay, like what works for Caleb? You heard what Caleb had to say about Ben Johnson. Like, why not at least wait, be patient, and look into that instead of like you said, we got our own list. We're gonna interview them, and then we don't really care what the other rest of the players think. We're just gonna do what we usually do. Like it's same old Bears, bro, and it's driving me crazy.
I
Think
honestly,
me,
I'm,
you, and
I
everybody.
I feel like I'm okay. I'm more okay with Pete Carroll than most people, and I guess the only reason why I feel that way is because of Sean Payton.
Okay.
If it was 10 years ago, I would agree with you, Jose.
Yeah,
I just
but a lot of people were saying that. A lot of people were saying that about Sean Payton when he went to the Broncos. He had Russell Wilson, and he didn't have a good year, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this was 10 years ago. This would have worked out." Blah blah blah. You know, and I get it. Look, he's still a guy who sets the tone. He's still a guy who brings in culture. I'm not saying he's my first choice. I'm just saying like if we had to end up with a consolation prize out of everybody on this list, if it's not Vrabel, if it's not Ben Johnson, I'm okay with maybe Joe Brady, or you can even sell me on the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. I can't think of his name right now. You can even sell me on him, you know, because Lamar Jackson had his best season this year, MVP type season under him. So you can sell me on him. But if those guys aren't available, or if those guys don't want to come here, I mean, why not go for someone like Pete Carroll? I mean, I'd rather have him than
Todd Monken.
freaking anybody else.
well, yeah, that's an important thing. Like the two factors are a culture setter, a person that all the players are going to respect, listen to, and
Right.
sets a standard. But at the same time, you want somebody who Caleb is going to work off of.
Yeah.
So those are your two factors right there. I do like Pete Carroll as like a culture setter. I just hope we could bring in an OC that like I don't know if they're going to keep Thomas Brown. I can't believe they're even interviewing him for the position, but
Right.
yeah, that's typical Bear stuff. But if you could bring a OC on, I like what Thomas Brown like did a little bit, but I still don't know if he's the answer for Caleb. So if you do bring a Pete Carroll on, fine. Just make sure you find the right OC for Caleb.
Real quick, Eric. Thomas Brown. No offense to him. I think he's a really good. I
Yeah, I
think
like him.
All
I
of
like
them.
him. He's a good guy.
I think he's a good guy. I
All of
just
them.
feel like for us saying like, oh, I think he did pretty well. That's like a kid who's starving, who finally gets a bologna sandwich. Is like, oh, this is the best thing ever. You know what I mean? It's like, the Bears we're starving for a head coach, and Thomas Brown just came in, and it wasn't quality, but it was better than what we had. We were like, oh my god, it's the best thing in the world. So that's what I feel like that
Here-
was. You know.
Here's the list. Here's the list of all the candidates that the Bears are going to interview or in the process of interviewing. Drew Petzing from the Arizona Cardinals, offensive coordinator. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator, and Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions.
Hold on. As you're saying it, let us just react. Like, why would you want the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals? Why?
Got it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Don't ask. But they're doing it, right?
What did the Arizona offense do that was special this year? Please tell me.
Right.
They beat the
Everybody
Bears
was
30 something to like 4 or 5 or whatever the score was when we
didn't
faced
a
them
lot
this
of
year.
people do that? I mean, the Patriots beat us 19-3.
That's what I'm saying. Are we going after Gerard Mayo now? I don't get it.
Right.
Obviously, the hot name on the list for everybody and the top hot candidate for this year is Ben Johnson of the Detroit Lions and Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions too as well.
I understand that one too. I understand it, but I don't want it.
I get it. I got to know more about him.
Yeah. Anthony Weaver, the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator, is on the list.
I don't understand it.
Thoughts?
No.
What has he done?
What does that do for Caleb?
Okay.
Wait, what does that do for Caleb?
They allowed 21.4 points per game this season, good for the 11th in the NFL, and had one of the league's best pass defenses, allowing 210 yards per game.
I mean, I feel like that's the same thing that made them hire
Anthony,
Eberflus away from the Colts, bro.
Look, Matt
The
Eberflus
Colts,
he was a great defensive coordinator, like great.
right? He had the
here's
Colts
another one.
defense playing
Want
great.
another defensive coordinator? Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph from the
Mm.
Denver Broncos, defensive coordinator.
Didn't he have a shot at a head coaching job and did
No,
horribly? He never
he
been a
was.
head
He
coach
was with the
before.
Jets. I don't think so. Nope. This is my guy. And I think we are going to know who's we're talking about. This is my guy. This is the one who I want for the Chicago Bears, and Mike Vrabel, former Tennessee head coach. That's
Tough,
the number one on some
tough
lists,
guy.
number two on other people's list. But I think that's the second or first top candidate out there. And I think there's nothing wrong with Mike Vrabel. You see what he did in Tennessee when he was the head coach with Ryan Tannehill and a little bit with Marcus Mariota, winning the AFC South multiple years. Granted, it was a weak NFC South, but nonetheless, still took him to the playoffs. This is the guy that you want a culture change. You'll get it right away with Mike Vrabel. You want a guy who can bring offensive, defensive coordinators. He could do that right away too. Look at the coaching tree that he has. I think that everybody that will look at it is Mike McDaniel from the Miami Dolphins. I don't think nobody will have a problem with this, but Mike Vrabel is also on this list, and rightfully so. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's somebody we like. I mean, he's more of a. I personally look. My only knock on Mike Vrabel is what quarterback did he develop? And I get it's not his fault. I mean, he was given what he was given, and
And
he didn't have any quarterbacks as good as Caleb Williams. But at the same time, I feel like he was more known for his defense than he was his offense.
Yeah,
And
he's a defensive quarterback.
is that somebody we really want? Is that something we really want here in Chicago again? Do we want to go through it? I get there's gonna be no
I
nonsense
get it.
to him. I get it,
I
no nonsense. But if you're talking about developing Caleb Williams, are we sure he can do that?
I get what you're saying, Jose, but I do pay attention to what he did in Tennessee. Like he had them like a fringe contender every single year with Ryan Tannehill as their quarterback, bro.
That's true.
I think that says a
Derrick
lot.
Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
100%.
remember.
I mean, he took him to the AFC title game one year, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he took him to the AFC title game.
Yeah.
And I think his biggest, I guess not accomplishment, but I think what stuck out the most is the chess game that he played with Bill Belichick that one year.
Yeah,
where
he ended the Brady era.
Yeah, he did, and that was the thing right there. And I think that's what's credit. To Jose's credit, this is another guy that Jose kind of wants a little bit, sort of, kind of. But Joe Brady of the Buffalo Bills, the offensive coordinator. Now, remind you, let us put us out there that they can't interview anybody from the Lions like that, like face to face. They can't interview anybody from the Bills. They can't interview anybody that's in the playoffs because of that purpose only, because their season is still continuing. So most of these offensive coordinators that we're talking about that are not in the playoff or that are in the playoffs, we won't get an opportunity to talk to them this week unless if it's Ben Johnson. They can only do it via Zoom because they're still obligated with their team right now in the playoffs. So that keep in mind right there. Thomas Brown is on there, like you guys said. He doesn't deserve the opportunity. I mean, he deserves at least the opportunity to talk to them, see what he has in plan. He did this. He was set up for failure, but did the best he could. There was a stretch of 4 games throughout the season where he looked good. He looked better than the offensive coordinator previously in Shane Waldron. But again, he went from passing coordinator to offensive coordinator to head coach, and I think that's a quick way to fail successfully instead of successfully be successful, if that makes any sense. But Thomas Brown is an opportunity there. Any thoughts on that, guys? I mean, he deserves it, right?
Yeah, I feel like they're only doing it. I would like to think they're only doing it for show. Like, you know what, he did his thing. He took over the coach. It's only right by us to do it. You know, make us look good. But at the same time, the Bears are idiots, so maybe they are considering. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think the Jets did that too when they had their interim head coach and then they interviewed the OC. So I think a lot of teams do that out of respect. But like Jose said, it wouldn't surprise me. Chicago's like,
out of respect.
We know Thomas Brown. 100%. Let's keep him around. He seems like a swell fella.
Seems like a swell fella. I mean, hey, he deserves due diligence, right? So I mean, give a great and Holy saying hi. Quick shout out to my friend, mi amigo Sergio. ¿Cómo andas, amigo? ¿Todo bien? Saludos acá. Ojalá que todo esté bien, my friend.
Yeah, well, hold on.
But all good in the hood over here, my guy.
He did what you hate, Eric, which is he added a K to your name.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that is the worst. I would hate when I hate when people don't add the E to my name.
Arthur Smith, guys. How do you feel about Arthur Smith, Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator?
No, no.
I don't like it.
Speaking of my wife,
It's
Paulina, she would go crazy. She would go crazy if they bring in Arthur Smith. She
it's
hated
vanilla. That's such a vanilla move. Like
no.
no, boring.
That's such a Bears move, then, CP.
I don't understand
That's a
why
Bears
are we
move.
interviewing
He
him.
gonna come in there and make them run the ball 50 times a game.
Like I don't understand it. I don't understand why we're interviewing him. I don't understand why we're interviewing the defensive coordinator from the Dolphins, the offensive coordinator from the Cardinals, the offensive coordinator from the Giants. What is it about these guys? Mediocrity? Is that what you're addicted to? Because that's exactly what you're gonna get.
Are these Ryan Poles decisions?
I don't know, man. Honestly, and if they were,
It don't feel
that's
like
a
it, bro.
really valid question
It
that I hope you
doesn't
would've
feel
asked
like
today,
it.
bro.
I don't know. We don't know that. If Ryan Poles was really the guy who wanted Eberflus back, then these names don't surprise me. They don't.
No. I feel like these are more George McCaskey type of guys. But
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
thinking.
also
Eric.
feel like there's it's like a McCaskey / Kevin Warren / like I think they all kind of trickulated. I think I think all three are sort of kind of in there. And I have a crazy theory about this. And this is the theory that I have, right? My theory is interview as much people as possible. As much people as possible. Obviously, you're not going to get the opportunity to interview Ben Johnson right away because it depends how far the Lions go into the playoffs, right? Mike Vrabel is there for the free, right? But let's just say now that the Raiders' job is open, let's just say, I don't know, he goes to Las Vegas because of Tom Brady, or he goes to the Patriots because he was Bill Belichick's guy before. And let's just say, okay, the Lions go all the way to the Super Bowl. Do you honestly think the Bears are going to wait till February for Ben Johnson?
All the way till February.
Honest question: do you honestly think the Bears are going to wait till February for Ben Johnson if the Lions make it to the Super Bowl?
I mean, damn, if they're interviewing all these damn head coaches, I hope they do. I mean, they shouldn't like are you interviewing all these people like within the next 2 weeks? Because no,
I mean, if you see Ben Johnson's offense make it all the way to the Super Bowl, it might be worth waiting for. To be honest,
it has to be worth waiting for. If they don't do that, then yeah, there's gonna be riots.
But do you think they have the patience? Do you think? Let me see. Hey, look, there's this guy that I used to work that worked with me once upon a time. There's a guy that we all worked with once upon a time. And he's doing a hell of a job being a defensive coordinator up in Minnesota. Hey, who used to be in Minnesota? Kevin Warren, who had an opportunity to be in a head coach and then kind of had like an unfair result, an unfair opportunity down in Miami. His name is Brian Flores. I feel like that's the guy. Part of me hates it. Part of me hates me saying that, but I feel like that's the guy. I don't think the Bears are going to be patient enough to say what they want to say or say what they're saying about Caleb Williams and getting the guy that they want that's needed for Caleb Williams, and they're just going to get the guys that they're comfortable with because they know who that person is because one played with him in Boston College and the other one sort of kind of worked with him up in Minnesota. In Brian Flores.
Who cares, bro?
I mean, I feel
that's also a Bears thing to do, though.
I feel like there's validity. There was validity to that report about Ryan Poles doesn't want Ben Johnson because he feels there was a report saying that Ben Johnson would probably bring somebody else in or would want Ryan Poles gone so he could bring his own kind of GM, someone who's going to bring that personnel for him that's going to fit his system. If that's true, if that's true, Ryan Poles really feels that way, I don't blame him for going somebody he knows is going to have his back. But at the same time, that's on the McCaskeys, that's on the Bears organization for keeping the GM who feels that way. Or extend him and be like, hey, whatever.
That's what he saw, Lord.
If I'm the McCaskeys, I'm like, look, Ryan Poles, bring in Ben Johnson. We're not going to get rid of you. Just bring in Ben Johnson, hire him. We'll extend you, and you guys will work together. But otherwise, it's like if that's the case, then we're fucked. I don't know how else to say it.
I mean, bro.
Let's
I don't care, bro. I say you got to make the sacrifice, bro. Whatever it takes, bro. Like the Lions have been top 4 in yards the past 4 seasons. I don't think that's a mistake, bro. Dan Campbell is the defensive guy. That's all Ben Johnson. I really truly feel like he could get something going here. And if you feel like you gotta make some sacrifices to get him to do what you gotta do, bro, to try to get to be in a successful team, bro. You're already beating Green Bay as a dysfunctional organization already. You're already finding ways to beat Green Bay. You should have beat them twice, but hey, like
Right.
it's there in front of you, bro. The NFC really ain't shit, bro. It's there in front of you to take it. You just gotta bring in the right people.
And if you look at the Bears,
I mean,
they're they're just like the Packers, 1-5 in the division. They're a missed field goal away from the Packers being 0-6. The Packers still make the playoffs, so you could still be successful in this division, even if you're not winning games in the division. I mean, look at the Packers. So I mean, just throwing it out there. You know, like we're in the toughest division in the NFC, but you could still find success being in this toughest division.
yeah, but give it an organization like the Chicago Bears. I still say they find a way to fuck everything all up, man. Like nothing today coming out of the press conference from all three of them gave me hope. To be completely honest with you, one kind of stumbling upon his answers on why the season ended the way they did. Not really going to give a vague answer about Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron and what had to go down. Another one, the president's still talking about how he still wants to build a fucking stadium on the lakefront. Let it go. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get that dream.
You're worried about the wrong shit.
Worrying about the wrong thing. I get it. You're the president and you want to do extravagant things.
No, I think he's worried about the right team. I feel like that's what Kevin Warren should be worried about. I don't want him nowhere near this coaching decision. Let Ryan Poles be the guy. There's so many reports that who's really in charge. I would rather Ryan Poles be the one in charge and let him focus on the coaching decision. Kevin Warren stay all the fuck away. Like stay away. Go worry about the stadium. Stay over there. Let Ryan Poles do it because I feel like if these two guys are butting heads or if these two guys are making the wrong decisions, like they're not in sync, it's only going to set us back even further. I'd rather just be one guy so we know who the fuck to blame at the end of the day.
You know right.
Because nobody knows.
Instead of looking at pointing fingers.
Well, nobody knows who wanted Eberflus back. Nobody. Why? Because nobody knows who's in charge. Nobody knows.
The McCaskies wanted Eberflus back.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So, by the way, George McCaskey said thank you to Matt Eberflus for being the coach. That's how he opened up his press conference. I want to thank Matt Eberflus. What the fuck? I gave up listening after that, bro.
I would have turned it off right after that.
He should. Like, at the end of the day, like, look, nobody gets hired to do a bad job. Everybody wants to do a good job. You build relationships. You meet families. I'm okay with him saying thank you because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. It's just business, nothing personal. You just suck at your job. You know what I mean?
It's just mind-boggling to me though. Like everybody is just like this organization is just all over the place, bro. And it starts from the top, and it starts from the guy who talked and George McCaskey and doing everything the wrong way. Him saying he's not he's just a football fan, not a football evaluator. Right then and there, we should have just realized like this team was doomed from the start, and we'll never get better until it gets settled until they all sell the team, or the unfortunate reasoning that I'm not going to say here on air right now.
Why would you even say that out loud, bro?
I didn't say anything. All I said was unfortunate situations. That's all I said.
I'm just a football fan. I'm not a football evaluating. Like
that's what he said.
He said that because he didn't want to be blamed. He didn't want to take no accountability.
And he still does it to this day, Jose.
Right.
That's even worse, though.
That's all it is. You don't want to take no accountability. If somebody asked me, "Oh, why was this team a disaster or wasn't a success?" Easy, we sucked. We just weren't good enough. That's all you got to say. We weren't good enough. We weren't good enough at the level. We weren't good enough at the player level. I wasn't good enough as an owner. We weren't good enough.
Right. I would personally take some responsibility. Like I got to be better. I got to make better decisions, bro. Like why is that so hard?
Right. It's a whole organization. We just weren't good enough, and we gotta switch that going forward this year. That's all you gotta say.
It wasn't me. Me.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know, guys. Thank you, Matt Eberflus, for being part of this organization for 2.5 years. I would like to say that. As for that, bro, like it's just crazy, dude. And like again, this is what happens when you hire a committee and not having a president to hire your GM and the GM to hire the head coach. You got to hire the committee to do the interviews for the head coach and then hire your GM to do that. And now I get it. Ted Phillips was still the president of the Bears at that time, and he had to retire and so on and so forth. Okay, great. I mean, that could have been resolved years ago. And Kevin Warren just came in because the opening was open, or the position was open. But now we're having this conversation on like who's really owning or who's responsible for the team. Is it Kevin Warren? Is it Ryan Poles? That it ain't for sure. It's not George McCaskey. Thank the Lord above. But now, as I fall down from my Funko Pop, but now it's one of those reasons where like we're here today and we have no hope for the season next year, and we finally have a quarterback that looks like he could play the position for years to come. And I feel like all because of all this bullshit, he's gonna leave within the next 4 years because there's no stability.
Maybe we need to bring the Honey Bears back. You know,
I saw that you posted that the other day.
Yeah. So for context for everybody else, right? The Bears used to have a cheerleading team called the Honey Bears, and Virginia McCaskey got rid of them because she didn't think they were football friendly, or she didn't think they should have been part of the team. And
that sounds like her.
The last year they were in existence with the Bears was 1985. Since then, we haven't had them. And that year we won a championship, and since then we've been in hell ever since.
You think that's the answer, Jose?
All I'm saying is either Virginia dies or like Honey Bears, you know.
I'm worried about no damn Honey Bears, man.
I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about her.
I don't believe in coincidences anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I just think.
Windy City Rundown here. Jose Contreras, Eric Avila, special guest CP here with us, guys. We're talking about head coach of how dysfunctional the Bears organization is, and who do you guys want as a head coach? I saw Caesar in here in the comments earlier that he wanted Pete Carroll, and I mean, at the point I get Pete Carroll, I understand. My brother, what's up, Saul? He said, "Good guys don't win games, of course." He said he doesn't want no Thomas Brown on here. Caesar said, "Bring me Pete Carroll." The Lions defense ain't even that impressive. They tripping. For the interview of that. See, he also goes and says the curse of the Honey Bears goes along with you too, Jose. And you know what, man? I just feel like in order for us to be somewhat okay, it has to be Vrabel. It has to be Ben Johnson. You guys have your reasoning with Pete Carroll. Obviously, you know, Super Bowl winning quarterback. He has his ups and his downs for sure. I feel, but the one thing I just didn't like about Pete Carroll is just how long are we going to have him for?
Yeah,
you know, how quickly is the game
what I was thinking.
by?
If he was a little bit younger, I'd be on board.
Granted, 5 years younger, I still would have been like, you know what? He still has some life in him. He still got some legs in him. It's okay.
Damn, not some life, Eric. Don't sugarcoat it.
I mean, okay. Football. How about football life? I'm sorry. Football.
Okay,
life.
yeah, that's better. That's better.
Life, you know? Hey, he's young at heart.
Hasn't passed him by yet, you know. But it's like, no, we do not need to bring. And this is where we don't need to bring Smash Mouth football to the Chicago Bears. We finally, I guess you can say, evolved into today's NFL game with Caleb Williams, who's a pass first quarterback, and I'm okay with that. That's what the Bears desperately needed. I mean, he set the Bears record so far for rookie in touchdowns and passing yards this year. Granted, however you guys want to take it with a grain of salt, to me that was the most important thing. Caleb Williams just getting his name in history books. That's all I cared about. He played all 17 games. We haven't had that since Jay Cutler like 10 years ago. You know, maybe even longer than that, 15 years ago. We're finally transitioning into what the NFL is today in the pass first offense. We just don't have the right people to do so.
Yeah, he would have easily gotten over 4,000 yards too. I mean, if he wasn't on his back or running for his life half the time, I mean, he had 3,500.
Yeah. He would have eclipsed that easily. He really should have been at 42, 4,300.
Easily, yeah.
Exactly. If you just reduce the sack totals to half, easily, that's fine. And I get it.
Well. Look who we have
Records
here.
don't make championships. Fuck John. Records don't make championships. And I agree with you. I 100% agree with you that records don't make championship. But given to what the Bears been having at quarterbacks for the last, God, I don't know what, life in franchise history, that Sid Luckman is still your leading quarterback passer ratings and quarterback records that he has in place since the 50s, you have to start from somewhere, bro. And at least that's the bar. And I get it. The wins will come later. if we just fucking get it right. And
Yep.
this season's
What's the bu-
a bust for everybody. What John said, what's up, John? How are you, bro? We miss you, by the way. This season was a bust to the degree if you had the Bears winning 10 plus games and in the playoffs.
I wonder what he really means by that.
We know what he means by that.
Here he goes. Where's all the
There you
Kool-Aid?
go. You know what I mean?
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There it is.
Oh my god.
And there's no mature conversation with people like this to have because simply they don't know what good quarterback is because we never had one.
Mm-mm.
And when we finally have one, they trash him because of what he is outside of the football field. That should give that it should matter what's in between the 100-yard line on the grass on Sunday, Monday, or Thursday.
Caleb
And if
is
you
him,
can't
John.
think that the dude
He is
can't
him.
play quarterback, or if you see that the dude isn't up to par, like he could play. Yes or no, he can play. Jose, can
Yeah,
Caleb play?
Just like me, it was just like CP and I said. He had 3,500 yards with the offensive line that he had. Imagine with a better offensive line, bro. He would have been at 42, 4,300 easy.
3,541 yards to be exact. 20
that
touchdowns
offensive
and six interceptions. That's a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio right there. 20 touchdowns and six interceptions. He got sacked
Please.
68 times with a completion percentage of 62.8.
Now that okay, John, that's probably the best thing you've said. And I love the analogy. A shiny spoon, but we're still eating shit. But that has nothing to do with the spoon. The spoon is what it's supposed to be. It's the shit that's feeding us that's on top of the spoon. But that's the Bears. That's not Caleb Williams. That's a great analogy. Great. But that's not Caleb Williams' fault. That's the Bears organization.
It's the whole entire organization at that. But again, it's this. It's the people not acknowledging that we finally have something worth at least be excited about on a player or on a position that we've never had, like, of any type of hype in such a very long time. And it's just mind-boggling. It's just baffling to me. And and like I said, Caesar, records don't break championships, but at least his name is in the record books in the Bears organization, and that should be this should be the low bar. The rookie numbers should be the low bar for Caleb Williams from here on out. That is the low bar.
Bro, why does everybody think they're the Kansas City Chiefs, bro? Why do people think you're supposed to have a championship right away, even if you draft the right quarterback? This shit takes time, bro. Patrick Mahomes took a few years to get to that championship, bro, but he had Andy Reid. They had to build out that team the right way.
He only had one CP.
Yes, John, that's true. We were penciling the Bears for the playoffs, and that's on us. And I'm never going to make that mistake again.
I didn't have the Bears pegged for anything more than a wild card. If you had the Bears for anything more than that, I feel sorry for you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Yes, the defense had a great finish to the year before, but like, bro, like this stuff takes time, and for people to just be like, oh, just because we think Caleb is good, like we're supposed to have a championships right away. Like, no, bro, it don't work that way. Only the handful of teams have won a Super Bowl the past few years. It's been all Chiefs, all Brady, with the Rams thrown in there, bro. Like other teams are still fighting to get there too. Just look at Lamar and the Ravens, bro. They're trying to get over the hump. This shit takes time.
I'm not doing that anymore. We can get Ben Johnson this offseason, and I'm still not going to be optimistic. I'm just going to shut up and wait to see what's on the field. I'll give what I think may or may happen, but I'm not going to sit here and wave the flag like I did this offseason. I'm done with that. I'm not doing that again.
I damn sure hope don't. I hope that John didn't think Justin Fields was he still thinks that Justin Fields was the answer. Like, does he still think that after the season we just watched? If you still think that, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Justin Fields.
There's like a handful of people. There's a handful of people that think that Justin Fields would have done a way more better job than with this team than Caleb Williams.
That is insane to me, bro.
And the crazy part about it, is that people will say, "Oh, if he beats the Packers, then I'll give him his credit." And yet they beat the Packers on the road at home, but this season fucking sucked because the Bears suck. Whatever, excuses will be thrown left and right. Caleb proved this season what would have happened for all those that said the Bears should have drafted Mahomes.
Are you saying that Caleb's Mahomes?
No, I know what he meant by that. If the Bears had drafted Mahomes instead of Trubisky, that the Bears would have ruined Mahomes too as well.
Right, but by saying that, you're acknowledging that Caleb is as good, because you wouldn't say that for anybody else. If we all agree that Patrick Mahomes is generational, and if we would have put him with the Bears, he probably would have been Patrick Mahomes. So are you saying Caleb's generational, and if he was on any other team, he'd be a Patrick Mahomes?
Man, if Caleb got drafted with Andy Reid, I guarantee he would have won Rookie of the Year.
Facts. As a matter of fact, I think if he got drafted by any other team that's not the Chicago Bears, he probably would have been Rookie of the Year low key. Because I just don't understand Bears fans jumped all over the wagon drinking the Kool-Aid when the problems everyone is saying now has always been the problem.
See, John, but here's the thing, John. You're over here waving the flag like if you knew this was going to happen.
My thing is, would he be saying the same stuff if Justin Fields was the quarterback, though? Would he be saying the same stuff?
Right. He's saying what he's saying because he didn't believe in Caleb Williams. Not that he didn't believe in the Bears. He didn't believe in Caleb. So, yes, John, you were right that the Bears didn't do anything, but you didn't believe in Caleb to begin with. And I feel like you're reluctant to believe in him now, even though you've seen evidence that you should. Now, that's what I don't understand.
I mean, look, all I can say, all I said on Sunday after the Bears win, that the Bears, all is forgiven. All was forgiven. On my end, everything was forgiven about how shitty the season was. They beat the Packers. They never beat the Packers in Lambeau in like 10 years. What felt like 10 years. What felt like an eternity. As a joke, I said all is forgiven. But I did say afterwards that he is the quarterback, and he is pronounced the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. He's here to stay if the Bears do it right, because the sky's the limit with Caleb Williams as quarterback if we just protect him. Because I guess I would, because this organization never helps their quarterback with an O-line.
Bro, I have my three youngest, right? I mean, my two youngest, Adam and Olivia, have never seen the Bears beat the Packers until this past week. My second oldest, Christian, hasn't seen a Bears win in Lambeau since this week, and he's 9.
Poor kid. Poor kid, bro.
So, if that doesn't put perspective, you know what I mean?
Like, doesn't have a recollection of a record. Yeah, I mean, look, that's how long it's been. The last time the Bears beat the Packers in Green Bay, Sophie was 2. Sophie just turned 12 on Sunday, bro.
Damn. Yeah, I did not have a kid by then.
Exactly. Yeah, he said the win against the Packers didn't even feel good. Congrats, we won. We got to 5 games. Slap hands. Look, small victories are small victories.
I agree. I wasn't one of those who were excited.
I could care less. I haven't seen the Bears beat the Packers since 18. I haven't seen the Bears beat the Packers in Lambeau since 15.
That's a positive note to go out on for me.
That's a positive note to go on. We're 1-0 in 2025. We beat the Packers. We're not going to next season with a losing streak. We're not going to start on 2 losing streaks. Another losing streak against the Packers, and the losing streak still continue from this season. We're not doing that. If Love didn't get hurt, they were no. I guarantee you the game will still be the same. The game will still be the same. I have no faith in Jordan Love. The one and only that did he not watch Love this year? Game was probably the once in a lifetime that
Love's a better quarterback than Malik Willis, though, guys.
I honestly did. I could guarantee you, bro. Whatever the hype is around Jordan Love, I don't see it. To me, if the Bears were just a tad bit better, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't his long balls in the air look like ducks? Like they looked like they were just floating in the air.
Man.
Like they looked like they weren't even getting there. Like he's still getting those. Is it just
bro,
me?
What did I say when we started this year?
That was frustrating. Bro, I don't believe in Jordan Love.
When we was making our predictions at the start of the year, what did I say? I said I needed Jordan Love to show me a full year, like again. Like I needed him to show me, bro. I didn't see anything. I'm sorry. Like
he showed me the same thing he showed me last year. Like he's not. He said, "What did he say? Positive note. We beat the Packers, then we get to watch them play the playoffs next week, and then they're joining us the week after that."
Sarcasm.
What's the difference? What's the difference,
bro?
Sorry. And the Lions and the Vikings. I give the Lions more than the Vikings. I see the Vikings getting eliminated next week.
Yeah, Vikings are done.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna be excited for a team to play an extra game because it's so-called playoffs, then okay, great. Slap hands, like he said in the comments. Slap hands.
Yeah, Eric, I'm
Right.
sorry. You're
the
pissing me off, Eric. Eric, you're pissing me off because it was you and John years ago when Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears went to the playoffs. Oh, anything can happen in the playoffs. You want to go to the playoffs,
Right.
Yeah, anything can happen. I don't want to hear
Right.
it now. That, oh, it's all just one more game for you to
Right.
get
No,
bounced. I don't want to hear it because that's what I was saying years ago, and you guys shit out of me for that. I don't want to hear it.
I'm sorry.
All
What
I'm
was
just
your
saying,
issue? What was your issue, Jose?
I know. I'm sorry. Look, years ago, okay, years ago, when Mitchell Trubisky was on this team, when Matt
Okay.
Nagy was the coach, they went to the playoffs. That was the year they lost to the Saints in the playoffs. I
Right.
said I didn't want them to make the playoffs because it makes no sense. They're just going to get bounced. We're losing more. We're losing a higher draft pick. It doesn't make sense. I would rather them not make the playoffs. They didn't even win a game to make the playoffs. Other teams lost, and they even lost.
They fell back into the playoffs.
And they fell into the playoffs. And Eric and John were shitting all over me for thinking that way because in their mind, anything can happen in the playoffs. Anything. The ball can go a different way, can bounce this way. Anything can happen when you're in the playoffs. And now Eric's saying, "Oh, good job, Green Bay. You're in the playoffs. You're only going to lose one more week. It doesn't matter." No, it does matter, Eric. That's what you said. Don't change it now.
I think these are way different circumstances, though. This Packers team is way better than that Bears team.
Doesn't matter.
It's the records for me,
You don't
bro.
know the Packers team.
It's the records.
That Bears team was
win. That's
that
why,
Bears team was a bad team making the playoffs.
That's why for me, I wanted the
Super
Bears
bad
to lose against the Packers because what happened? We lost 3 or 4 spots in the draft. We're not getting any type of better. Like being the Packers did nothing for me. Nothing, guys. Nothing.
I get that part, but I mean, when you've lost to them
being the
so many times, Jose, like you want some positive, like you just got to get it in your mind that
Right.
we can beat these guys. We just like
these guys aren't even going to be here next year. It's for Caleb Williams. Fine, I get it. Sure,
That's fine.
I'll accept it for that reason, for him alone. But that's it.
That's fine.
These guys aren't even, the offensive line's not going to be here. At least they shouldn't. Keenan Allen's not going to be here. The coaching staff's not going to be here. What the fuck does it matter? You know what I mean? What does it matter? We know Caleb Williams is him.
You know what it matters? It matters that we don't have another 12-game losing streak against the Green Bay Packers for another season.
Bro,
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric.
It matters that we haven't won in
I mean, yeah,
for another year back to it.
Right.
Losing those the little things, bro.
Eric,
right.
If the losing
it's
streak,
just the little things, man.
If the losing streak was 10 and you win 1 out of the 10 times, that's still a bad streak. Okay, 9 times out of 10 you're losing against the Packers.
But you broke it.
Still negative.
You're not
broke it.
carrying it over to the following season. You're not carrying over to for the new season. You're not carrying it like we carried it last year when Justin was the quarterback, when we lost like 15, 14 games, 16 games in a row that ended up being from one season to the next and still losing the next 4 games. It's not carrying over. And I get it. The Packers, we face the Packers 2 times a year. 2 times a year. And we haven't won since 18. It's 2025.
I understand it. I understand it. But that one win.
It's just another. It's just.
But that
And
one
then right, and then Jose, like you're
bro.
establishing that losing mentality, bro. You've got to like get yourself like
Exactly.
into a mentality that you can win. You can't be thinking about drafting. What did the dude on the Patriots say? He said we're not going to go into this game trying to lose so we can get the number 1 pick. Like, yeah,
Right.
you can't look at that. You can't look at things that way, bro.
What happened?
You're going to get it in your players' minds that it's okay to lose.
Season with 0 at
Okay.
0.
But guys, we knew what this coaching staff was. We knew it was just a temporary place to get out of this season. So if you're the Bears, I'm not saying Thomas Brown needed to tank. All I'm saying is that for me, like as a fan, I rooted for the Bears to lose because for me, I know.
But as players, they want to win.
I get that, and I understand it, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. If you're a player, you want to win. That's not what bothers me. As a fan, I prefer them to lose because again, as an organization, it only benefits them a little bit more because you get a better draft pick. I mean, like
It didn't really matter this year because if they would have lost, they would have only moved up 1 spot. If they would have won, they could have either stayed at the same spot or moved back, which is what they did. So what's the difference? I rather win. No, I rather win. Scratch the winning streak, the losing streak that we've been having for years, Don't have a losing streak carrying over from the previous season to the next season, and just start from zero like you do every year.
But it's still a bad streak. We got okay. It's not
It's a streak that ended. It's a streak that is in the past and that it's over.
Eric,
Like,
but if
I don't
what looks but on paper, what difference does it make if you lose 12 straight or 11 out of 12? Like, come on, it's the same bullshit.
I mean, does it carry over for the following season? Is like, are we going to talk about? Hey, the Bears haven't won since last season in October. We can easily say, hey, the Bears haven't won since January.
Come on, bro.
Since January 5th.
That one win doesn't negate the 11th
Nah,
win.
bro.
So if the Cubs go 20 years without winning,
conversation that we had 2 years ago when Justin Fields was the quarterback, but we're not having this conversation about having a
Jose,
season the year.
You telling me if the Cubs go 20 years without winning a World Series, having a losing season every step of the way, just sucking being ass, and then they win a World Series, you're still going to be mad about the past 20 years of them losing?
That's a championship. That's the ultimate goal. We're not talking about championships here. We're talking about the Packers. We're talking about the Packers.
I'm talking about wins in general, bro.
It's a different mindset. Yes, if you have a 20-year, the Cubs had a 108-year losing streak.
The Bears not thinking about that. The Bears ain't trying to think about that. Oh, we lost 11 before that. We beat them this time, but we lost 11 before that. No, we beat them, and now we looking ahead. You can't look at that. You can't look at things like that.
I'm just being honest with you guys. To me, I would have rather them lost because I look at the big picture here. I'm not the McCaskey.
There is no big picture.
He looking at one big spot, one big move.
One big ass picture, and it's literally the head coach. There's nothing else, bro.
What picture, bro?
That's the only big picture for the Chicago Bears. It's not you're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose the game on Sunday and automatically draft in the top 5. You're literally gonna stay in the same position that you're drafting today. Like, if there's no big picture there.
Well, yeah, I'm about to say, what's the big picture, Jose? The Bears' big picture is that we beat Green Bay.
Okay, so you're telling me.
Exactly.
Relax.
Look,
hold on.
If the Bears only would have won 2 games, hold on. No. Shut up. If the Bears would have only won 3 games this year, and they would have lost that game, that would have drafted them in number 2 and number 3, but they ended up winning and now drafting 6 or 7, then okay, I get your argument. That's the argument that you're saying for right now. But if you're talking about one win, whether one loss could either draft us from 9 to 8, or a win from 9 to 10, or we just stay at 9. What's the big picture? If we're only going to move a certain spot from the draft,
we move
the
5
draft,
spots.
The bigger picture. If you just had a shitty season with winning 2 games, and you're gonna get the number 3 seed with the loss, you ended up winning, and now you're with the 7th pick. That's the big picture. The big picture so far this year and this offseason is what's the head coach for the Chicago Bears. That is the only big picture for this year. You're starting from scratch. You have no more losing streak against the Green Bay Packers that you've been having for the last 7 seasons. You're not going to have a losing streak that you had since fucking October carry on over to the next season. Exactly. I get it. There's going to be a whole different stat, a whole different team. I understand that 110%. It's going to be different. But at the end of the day, it's what's gonna be the topic of conversation if they lose the next game or if they lose the first game of the season.
Dark cloud.
The Bears streak is now extended to another.
Dark cloud going into the new season. Are they ever going to end this losing streak? And now they're going to be pressing.
2 years ago with Justin Fields, we literally had this conversation 2 years ago when the losing streak carried on over to the following season, and they still ended up losing the first fucking 4 games of the season. The first 4 before we got the win.
Okay.
That dark cloud shit is real, man. Like I'm telling you that it can hang over you when it can carry over, bro.
I look,
and now that you beat the Packers that you haven't beaten in 6 years, and now that you actually ended the streak that you haven't won in the United States since fucking October, because the last one you got was in London across the fucking pond. You ended a streak that is not gonna carry over to the next season, and the light is a little bit more brighter than it used to be. That's it.
I also like it for. I
don't know what else to say, bro.
I like it for Caleb's mental too, to be honest.
Okay, so again, like I hear,
bro,
you know
how much it starts losing 10 games in a row.
Oh, shut up. Now it's my turn. Shut up. Look, we're losers. Us Bears fans are losers. So I get the mentality you guys are coming from. We're losers. So one win, yes. One win feels like a championship, especially against the Packers because we're losers. I understand that. But we shouldn't be feeling that way, guys. It goes back to the analogy with the bologna sandwich being like filet mignon, like quality over quantity. We already had a shitty season. We already had a losing season. This team was ass for years. One win is not going to change that. It's not. One win against the Packers is not going to change how bad this team is and was. It's not. Now, I shame on me, right, for wanting a draft pick higher than number 10. Right now, we set number 10. It's not bad, but we could have had 7 or 6. And I get it. It's not much of a difference in your eyes, maybe, but the person at 6 or 7 is projected to be better than the person at 10. We're losing out on what we have so many holes. Like that. We have so many holes to fill on this team. Shame on me for wanting.
Right, that's why they're losers, Jose. The holes they need to fill on the team. It doesn't have anything to do with one draft pick movement.
What changes that? I get it's only one draft pick, but it's a first-round draft pick in the top 10 that can help this team. It can help any position. You name it. We need it. And I get it. To you guys, it may not be a difference, but if we're sitting at number 10, the 10 before should be better than the 10 after. You're telling me you're going to trust Ryan Poles? You're gonna trust Ryan Poles and his track record to get somebody good at number 10? No, I'd rather him have a layup at 6, 5, 4, whatever they would have had they lost the game, than to have.
They're looking for a lineman, bro. Like
doesn't matter,
what?
Right?
What's the?
They're not the only ones. But they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones. They're not.
Oh my god.
So
there will be plenty of old. Trust me, I guarantee you, their first pick is probably going to be an old lineman.
You guys have a loser mentality, like, oh, we finally won a game, oh, joyous day.
You got the loser mentality. You want to lose.
No, I would rather them lose today. So that we can
right. That's the loser mentality, wanting to lose.
Right there.
For what though? But
bro,
I have an end mind. I have a goal in mind of them only. The only reason why I want them to lose, so that way it benefits them in the end. Them losing to the Packers is no different than them beating the Packers. It's the same bullshit. We're still losers. We still had.
How if you haven't beaten them in 6-7 years, bro?
Come on, bro. It doesn't matter. Those 6-7 years. This is not the same team. This is not the same quarterback. Let them lose this year twice. That way, next year we can beat them all these different times, bro. Like again, this coaching staff's not going to be here. Caleb Williams is the only person I'm okay with him beating the Packers. But a lot of these people aren't even going to be on this team anymore. It goes right back to the playoffs. Why would you want a team to go to the playoffs if you know they're not gonna do shit? It's like the Chicago Bulls. Every year they're in the play-in. We would rather than blow it up and build around to get it done.
I mean, that part with the Bulls and the play-in makes sense. I agree with you, but
but this Bears
definitely not with the NFL. If my NFL team makes the playoffs, it's the playoffs, bro.
This Bears team, if this Bears team was an NBA team, they wouldn't even make the playoffs, right? They're worse than the Bulls. That's where you want them to be. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not. It's like why are we trying to be mediocre? That's exactly what we're doing by winning an extra game. It makes no fucking sense.
How are they trying to be mediocre, bro?
You can't use that logic with the Bulls and not use it with the Bears. It's the same bullshit. You rather than blow it up. You rather than lose as many.
But the Bears aren't close to the playoffs. The Bulls are barely near the playoffs in the play-in. The Bears aren't close to the playoffs at all. Exactly. How is that the same thing?
The Bulls shouldn't be close to either because they're not going to do shit. It's the same mid team every year. They get into the playoffs and what happens? Not a damn thing. 5 wins isn't maybe even like bro, like come on guys, like it's like what are we talking about here? 5 wins.
So you want everybody to just tank until they're good. You want them to do the Sixers thing.
I just want it to make sense. If it makes more sense for the Bears to lose. That's all I want. That's all I want. If it makes more sense for them to lose,
you want to trust the process.
I know they won't do it because I get how competitive the players and the coaches have. That props to them. I get it. But as a fan, I know what I want.
I don't want to suck ass for years to come, bro.
But CP, us beating the Packers doesn't change the fact that we suck ass this year.
We've been sucking ass.
And us beating them is not going to change anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Us beating them didn't change a damn thing. They still sucked ass. It's the same bullshit.
I'm saying I don't think it's gonna make that much of a huge difference either way, whether they beat them or lose to them. That's what I'm saying. You're making it sound like they just
It
ended
made a
any chance
difference
of them being
but
successful because they
it did
beat
make a
their
difference in
rival.
but it did make a difference in the draft order. That's what I'm saying. If
You're making it
that's
sound like they ended
No,
any
it does
chance of
not.
being successful next
It did
year.
not,
That's how you
dude.
sound.
But
It did not. It was not.
But the thing is, we're
It,
trusting Ryan Poles, who doesn't already have a good track record to begin with. We're trusting this organization that already gets it wrong to begin with, and now we're setting them back even further. It's not
what's
a
the
huge
track
setback.
record?
It's not. But at the same time, they suck at their jobs already. What difference is it next year if when we get the wrong head coach and we get the wrong person in the first round? We're gonna be looking. Oh, well, at least we beat the Packers last year.
So we're gonna
It's
get
gonna
the
be no
wrong
fucking
person in the
difference.
first round because we fell a few spots. We're gonna automatically get the worst part in the first round because we fell a few spots. So we
I'm
just
just
know we're gonna get the worst.
look. I'm not sitting here saying that they can't get somebody good at 10. All I'm saying is they could have, like, if the person that they should have gotten at 6 or 7 is gone, and we're looking back like, damn, we could have got that person had we lost to the Packers. Then it's like, at that point, it's like whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I mean, the
the
draft
crazy
is 3
part
months
about it, that
away,
they weren't
bro.
going to draft any higher than
People. I mean, you still got.
bro.
Well,
You got the
Dude, they were
combine and all
well,
that
let's
stuff, bro. You
but
got these
discuss this
players
in
still
3
got to be
years.
scouted, bro. We don't know anything yet.
Yeah, but we got that's
exactly.
the
And the
issue.
fact, and the fact of the matter,
Let them
the
do their
fact of the
job
matter,
first,
bro,
man.
I did. We
you're,
did. CP,
you're
this is where we're
literally
at.
you're literally arguing over two position spots, 8, 9, and 10. That's the argument that you're arguing about. You're not arguing about from drafting number 3 to number 7 because you won. You're literally
Oh,
you're arguing wins and
You're
losses.
looking at
for
where they were
8, 9, and
before
10.
they lost. You were looking at where they were before they won the game. Had they lost the game, they would have fell to 6, Eric. So yes, that's to me that's the difference. They were at 8 before they beat the Packers. Had they lost to the Packers, they would have fell down to 6.
7.
No, 6.
It would have been in 7.
It's based off the strength of schedule. They would have been at 6. But the fact that they jumped
7.
up to 10 is a difference, Eric. It's a difference.
It's
Again,
not that big of a difference.
If we had a good general manager who knew what the fuck he was doing, then I would be like, you know what? I don't care where we're at. It doesn't matter. We can get. He can pick up someone good at 10 because I trust him, but we don't, and I don't trust him. That's my issue.
Damn, y'all damn sure
What
trusted
is it
Ryan
that you don't
Poles
trust
last
about him?
year.
Though? That's a good
You're
question.
right.
What is it
Right.
that you don't
You're
trust?
right. We did trust Ryan Poles last year, and look what happened to us. It burned us. He proved to us why we shouldn't have. I'm not sitting here running away from that. I agree. I drank the Kool-Aid. I trusted Ryan Poles. And now I'm looking at Ryan Poles like, what the fuck did you do? You brought back Eberflus. You did nothing to the offensive line. The defense is
Right.
suspect.
Okay.
The
I mean, I
offense is
get that.
suspect.
Those are the two things I hold against them: the O line and the whole Eberflus thing.
Right.
Yes, like we all hold that
The
against
two-
them, bro.
right.
But
which has ruined our season. So it's not like it's
I'm not
it's
finna
not little-
completely
it's not
give up
small.
on this dude though. Like he got work to do, bro. He got to show me that he deserved to be that damn GM, bro. He got work to do. But I'm not finna just sit here and just act like he's the worst GM in history because he
Yeah.
made
I
like
mean,
a
he
few
has-
mistakes going into
Look,
the
you're
year.
not going to hit on all your draft picks. The one thing that I fault Ryan Poles is free agency signings, the offensive line, and Matt Eberflus. But other than that, he drafted Caleb Williams. He got Roma Dunze. He had Kyler Gordon. He had Jaquan Brisker. Right? Those are blue chip players that he has. Right? You're right. John's right. He was handed the first round pick because of the trade that he did the year prior, getting us DJ Moore and signing him. Getting the first round pick because the Panthers sucked. Trading him back with it. Like there are moments that Ryan Poles, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad from Ryan Poles. I understand that. But again, the blueprint is easy for this year. All you really got to do is just get offensive, defensive linemen. And if his first pick is a fucking running back, then I am right with you.
Right.
Then
That's when we can start going in on,
But if
bro.
you
Like
know that the offensive lineman is there for him no matter what, or if he could get quality, if the offensive lineman that he doesn't want falls back, whatever the case may be, or if it's a reach and he trades back and he gets his offensive lineman with multiple draft picks, knowing that he still needs to draft linemen on both ends of the ball, then okay, that's fine. The blueprint is pretty much easy and well-rounded for him. But again, he did a lot of good and he has done a lot of bad. And we can name all the bads too if we want. Claypool, perfect example.
that was bad.
And we'll end it at that. But again, the fact that you
Davis.
don't trust him after
Hey,
1 year
Davis,
because
there's
of the
another.
offensive
That's what
line,
I'm saying.
granted,
I
great.
look at this first year as part
They,
one, and I
I
look at this
could.
next year as part two. If the Bears look the same
I
way,
do too.
I'm with you, Jose. If they look this way again next
I'm with
year,
you too. If they look the same
I'm
next
with you,
year,
bro.
I agree.
But here's the thing, guys. This is how
Facts.
I
I'm right
felt.
with you.
This is how I felt with the Mitchell Trubisky, Matt Nagy era. And again, I got the same pushback by Eric, got the same pushback by John saying, "Oh, but you got to let them go in the playoffs because you never know why." Why? If I knew it then and I was right at the end, they would never admit it, but I was right even then. And I feel like I'm right again because I know what this team is based off the years and everything they've done to us already. It's all there, guys. It's not. We're not sitting here like again. I don't trust Ryan Poles. I honestly feel like they should have fired him. We should start new. We should have a new GM, new head coach coming into this season, just like the Vikings did, and you see where they're at. Just like you name it, every successful team there in the NFL. The Commanders got a new owner, new GM, and a new coach, and look at them with a new quarterback, and they look prime and ready to be world beaters in the years to come. Like we do everything ass backwards.
I agree, and I do agree with you.
So you can't blame me for having this type of mentality when it's like this is what I have to deal with the organization we have. I have to find certain ways I have to maneuver around to find some kind of positivity just for us. You know what I mean?
So you think they should have cleaned house before they brought Caleb in? That's what you're saying.
I would have been okay with the new coach. I would have been okay with Ryan Poles and a new coach going in with Caleb. Now at this point, after seeing what all the bad that Ryan Poles done, I would rather them clean house.
But I mean, why keep Ryan Poles if you're just gonna, bring in a new coach and all that? I mean, why not just like clean house like you said before?
It's the same bullshit we're doing now. You're still bringing a new coach regardless. At least you would have done that with Caleb Williams, so that way he's not going through 3 or 4 offensive coordinators in his first 2 years. If you would have done that, then that's the difference. He wouldn't have gone through 3 or 4 offensive minds, 3 or 4 different offensive playbooks. I mean, you have all these guys that he's been through. Why? You did that because you should have
he's
done.
He's already at number 2, so 3 is already on its way. So I don't know.
You got to remember he had Matt Eberflus, then Shane Waldron, then here comes Thomas Brown, and whoever the hell was calling. I'm pretty sure whoever the offensive coordinator was for Thomas Brown, that's another offensive mind. He has all these different guys in his ears. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Well, he's not number 4 because he just freshly came off of college.
Regardless, and that's bad for your rookie quarterback, Eric. 2 is bad for his first year. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. They should have had a new coach, and they would have been fine. Even if they would have had a shitty year, at least going into next year, they would have been fine. They would have been in sync because it's a new coach, new coaching. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that. And
that is one thing that worries me is Caleb having to learn an entirely new system for the next year again. And we said we were literally trying to avoid this last year. We're going into training
color all over again. New offensive line, new offensive coordinator. Like
color's different.
I get it, Eric, but the result's the same. At the end of the day, the result's going to be the same.
I agree. But color's ass. Color's an ass. He's not ass. He's an ass.
But
he
had skill. And had they got it right for him, then we would have made some noise. But they didn't.
I think he did it to himself.
I don't want that for Caleb.
No, I think he did it for himself, honestly. But that's another conversation for another show. What did John say? I know we've been ignoring him. He said, what he said, the fact that he why he won't be fired this year, but he fucks up the coaching hire, and then guess what? After the shittiness season next year, it's a new GM, and then so on and so forth. It's a never-ending cycle with Bears.
Yep.
I think so. The question I think for next season for most of us is what's going to be more important: the Bears looking good offensively with the losing record, or the Bears going to the playoffs? I think that's the one that we really got to pick, because you can have the Bears could be looking good and be like and win 8 games and not make the playoffs. And that's
jobs are going to be on the line next year. It's going to have to be both, bro. Jobs are going to be on the line next year.
Regardless, the new coach is going to be safe because you got to give him time.
And but Ryan Poles will not be safe if his team looks the same next year.
So if he had A+ on everything, A+ draft picks, A+ coaching, A+ this, they only win 8 games, not make the playoffs. He's still getting fired?
No, because
again. You can't have it. I get the both scenario, CP. I really, really do. But if the offense is firing, if they're top 5, but something happens in between where they lost a few games here and there, they won 8 games instead of the 5 this year, but the team is looking has a bright future. Like you can't fire Poles, right? Like you can't, right?
Look at the Lions.
But
Look at the Lions in Dan Campbell's first season. They only had 3 wins.
I get that. I get that. I know
But
where you're coming from with that.
shit, all them games look really good.
What's going to be
That's
more
the
important? The Bears looking really great on offense and looking complete team. But if you look at the schedule that's happening next year, how the hell are you going to find 7 games
that
to win?
schedule is tough, bro. They got to
It's
play the
tough.
AFC North.
But if you're talking about the Bears are top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense, but it's just those games that couldn't get over the hump because it's a new system and so on and so forth. You win 8 games, it's like if he doesn't win, if he doesn't make it to the playoffs, he's getting fired, even though he had A+ and everywhere he had the season prior. It's like it's like, what do you want?
I mean, I don't think he gets fired if that happens. I'm looking at more like 5-12, 4-13. Like if they look like this again, if they look like this again, but like 8-9, 9, like injuries happen, certain stuff happens, bro. So
I get it. Or or even a major injury, like Caleb goes down for like half of the season or something like that.
Right. Like shit happens.
Right. Shit happens. I get it. Well, this is fun, guys. I appreciate this. This was we needed this. John, we don't apologize for ignoring you, but we're sorry we didn't include you a little bit more into today's show. I know you were going off on here.
Is he ever going to be on the show again?
Yeah, because of his working schedule, it's just going to be us for.
He can't hop in on his break or something.
So.
All these messages, man.
We do appreciate you going on, John. Right, for
real.
If
he could type all these messages, he can't hop on for a little bit. He's typing paragraphs.
It's not like the link is just like right here, under it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like just click on that bitch.
He said,
"What did he say?"
It was a break. Dang, bro, slavery, John. Doing my boy wrong out there.
Hey, man. But this is fun. Happy New Year, CP. Thanks for joining on. This is gonna be fun.
Appreciate y'all.
Playoffs start on Sunday. On Saturday, we're not going to be on there. The Bears are not going to be in it. We're going to have to wait another season for it. Hopefully, they make it next year. Playoff predictions, real quick. A lot of good games this week. A lot of home underdogs. But it looks like the favorites more likely will go through, right?
Yep.
The Ravens are going to get through. The Bills are going to get through.
Bills, Chargers are going to win.
Game. Chargers are going to win.
Wait, who the Bills got?
The Bills got
hold on. I got it. Don't move. Nobody move. The Bills got the Broncos.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. They good. Yeah. Now, I don't see no upsets.
The Chargers are actually favored against the Texans, which is
they should be, bro.
They should be.
They should be.
They should be. Eagles,
so I guess we're all talking.
Eagles, Commanders,
Bucks, Commanders, Vikings, Rams, Packers, Eagles.
Wait, y'all got Bucks over Commanders?
No, I got Commanders. I
don't know I don't like the Bucks defense. I like the Commanders there.
Yeah, I like the Bucks. Defense is better. I like the defense from the Bucks, and Baker Mayfield can go toe to toe against anybody in this league with the Buccaneers. So
no, the defense.
I got the Bucks.
The Buccaneers defense is trash, Eric.
You're right.
They give up a lot of points, Eric.
They give up a lot of points, but they also score a lot of points too as well.
Commanders win that game. The Eagles win their game. I even choose the Vikings.
Rams win their game.
I don't know. I don't know. That one's tough for me.
Who?
I choose the Vikings.
Yeah, I got the Rams. I got the Rams easily.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely the Rams.
So give me the Rams, give me the Bucks, give me the Eagles. I go all chalk.
Vikings too much.
Give me the Chargers.
No,
the Ravens.
They got absolutely cooked, man. Their defense isn't what I thought it was.
Well, I feel like the Lions are just that team. The Lions are the best team right now.
Yeah, but the fact you only put up 9 against the Lions, bro, people been cooking the Lions lately, bro. Their defense was down bad. Depleted Lions defense, and you only put up 9 points, bro.
There's only 4 teams I think could win it. It's the Lions, Eagles, the Bills, and the Ravens. That's it.
Wait, win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Did you not just say the Chiefs? You didn't say the Chiefs?
No, fuck the Chiefs.
Oh wow! Okay, okay. Yo,
I got the Ravens, bro.
No, no,
That
fuck
is
you.
Ravens in the
wild.
Super Bowl.
They are trash, bro. If it wasn't for the referee,
I-
the referees are the only thing they got, bro.
The refs are the reason they 15-1.
Bro,
Well,
they're
15-2.
They could have a lot of those games they should have lost. That's all I gotta say.
Wow.
They got lucky in a lot of those
You could
games.
say that for the past 2 years,
I-
though.
Exactly.
You
Past
are
2 years is
crazy,
different.
bro. The
But
disrespect.
I got the Ravens.
I'm gonna remember this conversation.
I'm
I got the
sorry.
Ravens.
Sorry.
I think
When that
Lamar goes to the
3P
Super Bowl
happened,
this
I'm gonna
year.
remember
is his
this.
year.
I'll
No.
be the first to apologize. Okay, I'll be the first to apologize.
He said, "Fuck the Chiefs." Hell no.
I'm tired.
I
of
wish.
them.
What did John say? John
Tired.
says, "I wish our quarterback. I wish our quarterback was winning Rookie of the Year, making the playoffs, and in the Pro Bowl."
Thank you, John.
I mean,
You got
whatever.
some common
But
sense
it's,
in
but,
here.
it's not. It's Jaden Daniels, so it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Jaden Daniels, but by a smidge. It's not like it was. The
Call
only
me
thing that got him
crazy,
was the winning record.
man. I don't see the Lions coming out of the NFC. I'm sorry, I don't.
If it's not them, it's the Eagles. If it's not them,
I
it's the
get that's
Eagles.
why that's who I'm looking at. I'm looking at Philly. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like those four.
They got it on both sides. Eagles have
wanna
had the
include
best
teams-
defense in the league this year.
Yeah, from the NFC is gonna be one of those two teams coming out of it for sure.
It all depends on Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is healthy, I'll take them. If he isn't, then no. But if Jalen Hurts is healthy, I'm taking the Eagles out of the NFC.
Josh Allen is my messiah, though. Yeah, he still got the Chiefs. He still got the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That is so stupid.
Not enough weapons, man.
No.
I worry about Josh Allen. He gonna have to be
I got
Superman
the
every
Ravens in the
game,
Super Bowl,
bro.
guys. I got the Ravens and the
who?
Lions.
You got
Ravens
Ravens
and
and Lions.
Mm-hmm.
You think Lamar finally breaks through?
I hope so. I think he deserves it.
I do.
He got
Honestly,
to.
I'm more out of the AFC. I'm more afraid of the Ravens. Out of the NFC, I mean, up until I see somebody kind of like dissect the Lions the way they got dissected in the beginning of the year, I see no team other than the Eagles, like you said, other than the healthy Jalen Hurts. Nobody in the NFC can go toe to toe against the Lions, other than the Eagles.
Yeah, you're right. I don't trust the rest of those teams.
Yeah. But it'll be what it is, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. From John to Caesar to my brother to Sergio. Que estás bien, mijo. I love you. I miss you. Who else is on this bitch?
Not the Packers.
Comadre. Comadre. Oh, Sulu's in this bitch. What up, Sulu? Sulu just joined. Thank you guys for coming. CP, as always, thank you, man. We appreciate you. This is fun. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you guys for joining us, guys. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also on TikTok up until the government takes us down on the 19th of January. We appreciate you guys very much. Any final words, Jose? CP?
Yeah. The Rock pissed me off. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, you're supposed to come back and have a storyline between Roman and Cody. How are you gonna go out there and hug Cody Rhodes? Like, what the
He
hell?
can't work. He can't. He can't be at WrestleMania, Jose. That's why he won't be there.
Man, it's fucking. I get it. It just
sucks. That's the only reason why.
Eric, don't be so sure about the TikTok thing. I think we might be fine on that. To be honest, don't be so sure.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Joe Rogan for keeping us alive, right?
Yeah.
Right, Joe Rogan. No. Yeah.
I don't know.
If TikTok does go down, how does that affect you guys?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. I'm gonna say y'all can still do because y'all got Facebook. What else y'all got?
Yeah, we do other things.
We haven't even been going on TikTok the last.
Right. Do y'all do Instagram or no?
Yeah, we haven't.
We haven't been doing it, but we should. We should start. But yeah. It doesn't affect us one bit.
We should. That'll be the next thing. So that's what we do. Find us on Pornhub.
Whoa.
On the hub, baby.
Just kidding.
Yo.
That was a bad joke. That was bad. No, but in all seriousness though, where we're going? Yeah, I that's the only reason. The Rock. We should start, a wrestling podcast soon, guys. Yes, no,
I'm down.
I thought Jose had one.
Yeah, we haven't been doing it though. My brother,
I'm about to say I'll gladly do it with y'all.
Oh yeah, let's keep talk wrestling. I got a lot of thoughts on wrestling. Trust me.
Yeah, I do too.
A lot of thoughts.
The grappling corner. I don't know. This is just some stupid.
Oh no, that sounds a little
ditty.
Yeah, little ditty-ish.
Yeah, that little ditty-ish.
The grappling corner.
Why not, bro?
Baby oil.
Whatever. They all get baby oiled. It all fits. The fuck? Nah, but Netflix. It's gonna look like Netflix is gonna be a success with the WWE, right? right?
That's cool.
Oh, for sure.
It was a good show.
We didn't have no pauses or nothing. It was all
Yeah.
it was good from start to finish.
I better see a heel turn from Seth
Hell yeah.
Rollins. 'Cause
Oh, it's coming.
I see
It's
too.
coming.
It was a great match. That was a great match yesterday.
Him,
Well,
Drew, and
looks like we're starting
and
to watch the
Kevin
podcast 2025,
might
guys.
form a threesome.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Ooh,
Anti-Shield.
that'd be
dope.
great.
Yeah, I like
Well,
that name.
Shield.
Low-key.
Little anti-Shield against the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What side Cody picks? No, maybe.
Huh?
There you go. I said, what side Cody? I mean, Cody in the middle, since he's gonna be alliance with both or something.
Nah.
Nah.
I feel like
True hug
if,
Cody.
if I can predict WrestleMania, it'll be Cody, Cena, and maybe CM Punk and Roman, or CM Punk and something, or maybe CM Punk and Gunther. I don't know, but if CM Punk wants that main event spot, he has to go against somebody like it has to be either against Seth or Roman. There's no way. Otherwise, you don't get that main event. I don't think CM Punk Gunther is a main event for night one. That isn't.
No way. No way.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think what screams the best main event will be Cena Cody for the title. The chance a chance to break the record at WrestleMania. Like, how do you pass that up?
You think they let him break it?
I don't know. That's a different topic. But I just think that makes the most sense, the most dollar for WWE if you have Cena go for a title at WrestleMania to see if he can break it or not. Whether he does or not is a different story. But that alone, I think, just screams box office.
So where do they go with the world heavyweight then?
That's what I'm saying. That one, I don't know. I have no clue. It can be CM Punk, but is that
Right? But that's what I'm saying. You got to take it off Gunther, I think, though.
I mean, you could take him off that night, but you know what I mean. Like, I guess.
I think he loses it soon, whether it's the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. I think he loses it soon.
Who though? That's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be either to Roman in order for CM Punk to have a really good.
Somebody that makes sense.
It has to be Roman. At this point, if Roman's not going to go against The Rock, you got to put him against CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, who else? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Wrestling podcast coming too here on Windy City Rundown. Probably will be under the same podcast. So here we go. Got a lot to talk about. We love this conversation. Keep this conversation going. Hey, I might leave Power 92 just to get this podcasting full go. How about that one? Yeah? No? Maybe so.
No, 92. That's a nice gig, man. Don't do that.
It's all right. It's decent. That's all I gotta say. I love everybody. Let's just put it like this. I love everybody that works there. That is in the board opping and my chief board operator. And I'll go as far as that.
AKA he doesn't like his boss.
We'll go with that. Jason, look at me. Windy City Underground here. Jose Contreras, CP. Thank you, appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will keep you guys posted on future events here. Windy City Rundown will be here on weekly, and then we might add a new wrestling podcast as we just spoke about it for the last 5 minutes. So who knows? We had a lot to talk about, a lot of content. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Like I said, follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you guys hit the little bell on our Facebook page just to get notified when our shows are live, and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. As for always, I'm Eric Avila. I'm still pissed about the Chicago Bears. That's Jose Contreras. That is CP with the LA Knight shirt. Yeah. We will see you guys. We will see you guys next week. Jose, you got me on the outro, or I got this?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
He's running like he's got a lobster down his pants, showing that he is as slippery as a bar of soap.
Like poop through a diarrhea-infected goose.
Commented about it.
That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm
real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
Are we done here?
It's about time.